What
Resentment.
is resentment?
Okay.
I think it broke one of my friendships. I said to them, I'm like, I'm starting to resent you. Yeah. So let's talk about that. This might be our healing point in that
Yes.
relationship.
Okay.
Yeah. So what is
So resentment has much to do with frustration. I think. Okay, let's bring it. Reality.
Back to reality.
Reality, right?
Yeah.
There are things that we expect. There are things that we have as our. I think I'll be going back. Pardon me, but I'll be going back to core values and highest values.
And belief. I feel like we've been circling around
Yeah.
these three
Yeah.
belief system,
Belief,
emotions, or beliefs, core values.
So for your core values, these are things that you as Wupe value, right? And at times we make a mistake to expect that our core values are other people's
Core values.
Yes.
Yo.
So you may be a loyal person.
And you expect
The
that.
other person may not be that loyal.
Yeah.
In business, they will, steal your idea. They will assist with
They don't
another
have
person.
integrity.
Yeah. So now integrity also speaks to core values.
Yeah.
So you have all these core values, and in reality, we expect others to also have these
Yeah.
values,
Yeah.
right? And I'm trying to explain it this way because resentment doesn't always come from an evil place. So when you have all these things
Like
and
that.
people
Resentment
doesn't always come from an evil place. Yeah.
Thank you.
We have okay, we'll get there. But we have good Christians with resentment. And I'll get there.
Let's get there.
So
Don't get us excommunicated. Even
I hope
JJ.
elders are not
Not watching this.
elders are not watching.
We apologize in advance. Please.
So
Yeah.
we have all these things we expect other people to have as well. And when people don't act in the way that you expect them to act, you firstly get disappointed, a bit frustrated, because at their
Yes.
age, how can they not?
Yeah.
So you have all that, but because you don't address this thing, you keep it trapped. It begins
Festers.
to
Yeah.
you now find yourself being annoyed, frustrated, and this is all that builds up the resentment. So resentment in itself is that feeling of being unpleased with the person. You are disappointed with this person because you feel as though they would have done better, could have done better, but you have not. It's an unspoken frustration about a person or a thing.
So layered.
Yes. So I think what I would say is the hallmark is the fact that it is unspoken. You still have it. You have an issue with a person, but you have it, and you let time go.
I can see where that applies in church hurt.
Yes.
I can see it in marriage.
Yes.
I can see it in friendships.
Yes.
I can see it in the works.
Yes. So resentment, because you haven't spoken it, resentment, I would say, is a communication disorder.
I agree. 100%.
So maybe
Yeah.
those-
I think we need to do another series on communication disorders.
So resentment is a communication disorder because people that don't have difficult conversations are victims of resentment.
Yeah.
A lot of people are too nice because they are people pleasers,
Yeah.
and they have
many years ago. Yeah.
they have a number of things that they are tolerating and enduring, but behind that tolerance and endurance is resentment piling up. So if it hasn't been spoken, you've kept it in the heart.
Yeah.
You've kept it in the heart.
Yeah. You
This
blow
is
up.
so you build this grudge.
Yeah.
This is why I say in the church space at times, or let it not sound as though I'm attacking the church. Yeah. But generally most people would
I
say
feel like that's the heart of church hurt.
yes.
for me, I feel like we're not addressing the heart of it.
Yeah. So most people would say, no, I'm not judging them.
Yeah.
I'm not judgmental.
They're a man of God.
They're a man
so
of
they
God.
know what they're doing. The Holy Spirit is, so human being.
But you are not judgmental, but you're grudgmental.
I like that. You're grudgmental.
You're grudgmental.
It's
bothering you.
Yeah.
And it has now affected how you're relating to this person.
Absolutely.
What comes up after resentment is pretense.
And now we're doing with what? Not even just pretense, hypocrisy. Because that's where now we're. That's the thing we're now.
Hypocrisy is
it's very dangerous ground.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, a number of things that we don't communicate, especially, we are one Namibian friend of mine, he said Zambians are too superficial. You are too nice.
Yeah.
But in your niceness, there are unresolved issues.
That's
and I was
true.
like, all right.
No, that's true. It's a truth we have to be. Zambians are so warm and we're nice. But that's true.
That's superficial.
That's true.
That's superficial.
That's so true.
Yeah.
It is superficial. But hey, church hurt. I can see it in the church because one aspect is finances.
Yeah.
And
especially even in relationships, marriages, the fact that we don't have difficult conversations about finances and all these things, it builds to resentment.
It does.
And yes, you love this person, but you just resent.
How do I know I'm being resentful? I know because I'm just like, because for me, I'm a very open person. I will let you strike me once, twice, the third time I'm just like, we're not doing this anymore. This is why we're not doing this, right? I don't know how to keep things.
And I appreciate that about
you. I'm just like, no, I can't do this. I'm just like, it's first of all, it's taking my time, it's stressing me. Let me leave room. I can't. I'm like that. And if I'm feeling like I'm resentful, I'll come to you and I'll say, I'm feeling resentful towards you, and this is why.
Yeah.
Right? But how does someone who I always credit my upbringing because I felt like my parents gave me room to be very expressive. So that has carried on into my adult life. But for someone who
emotional asset you carry that.
I'm telling you, I'm so grateful to them. They just let me.
Yeah.
But for another person, how do they know now I'm resentful? How is it money? How does what's the word?
Resentfulness
being
manifest.
resentful manifest. Yeah, that's the question.
So there, depending on the situation. So at times, if it is in marriage or
let's do marriage,
business,
work, church.
Okay. So marriage, firstly, you will be irritated.
Why are you breathing so loud?
Yes. You'll be very irritated by simple things.
Yeah. Why are you chewing?
Yeah. So that irritation or irritability is coming from something you haven't spoken. Remember, resentment is unspoken.
Yeah, it's layered. It's so layered from what you said. Yeah.
So because of that communication disorder, the other thing will be about the communication itself.
Yeah.
So you have what we call passive aggression.
Oh, that's dangerous.
So passive aggression has much to do with speaking indirectly and not direct. So that's where things like silent treatment comes in. You treat your partner with this silent treatment. Maybe it's not just in the simple words that you say, at times even in the actions.
Yeah.
So remember, you're communicating indirectly.
Yeah.
You're trying to hurt this person
so
that they see.
I think women do that a lot.
Absolutely. I just don't want to.
Narcissistic men.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I think I'll talk about that.
Yeah.
So you are doing things to make them feel guilty over something you haven't said.
So now
they
and you
did
succeed.
You wrong.
You succeed at making a person feel guilty.
Yes.
But it's so unfair because the other person doesn't know, why am I guilty?
Yes.
At is so not fair. But yeah,
absolutely so not fair.
You succeed at it. The other person is like, I do feel guilty, but what did I do?
What did I do?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, because you love the person, you're like, obviously I've hurt them.
Yeah.
And I feel bad about it, but I can't fix it because even when I ask what's
What
wrong,
did
they
I
won't
do?
say.
Say.
So how am I supposed to fix it? Okay, in the church.
Yeah, okay. I was about to get to narcissistic men.
Narcissistic men, yes,
yes,
let's do
okay.
that.
Let me talk about narcissistic men.
Yeah.
So usually narcissistic men will make you feel small.
Yeah.
They will. These are men that now begin to belittle their wives. So
or partners.
They do this in what they say, those silly comments.
Yeah.
You know? And yes, so they would be making those silly comments. Worse off, they would embarrass you in front of, it could be the maid, could be a friend, children. They would say something or do something that just makes you feel, well, am I alone in this marriage?
What's going on?
What's going on? Yeah, but it's that way that they try to just make you feel inferior, and at the same time want you to apologize for something that they have done wrong. So they would make you feel inferior.
I feel like I would have sent a narcissistic man to China because you're not going to do that to me. You're going to do that to me.
And the thing about narcissistic men is that they take advantage of women that are codependents. Women that are in that place where they feel as though their worth is tied to like their worth is tied to the man, or they depend. Could be economically or spiritually.
Because they're highly thriving. They're great in what they do.
Yes.
That's something everyone I have as an example in my head. They're very ambitious.
Yes. So because of the what they get from being with this person, it makes them very easy to be manipulated.
Shame. They wouldn't succeed with me.
You definitely not.
They wouldn't succeed. It's like, bruh. Sit down here.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. Oh yeah. Church. How does resentment show up in the church?
Church is another issue. At times I even ask whether
do not touch the anointing.
We are not grace mates. Oh my God.
In the church.
Oh my God.
Will be judged.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, we should just have mercy on that.
Lord have mercy. Yes, so how does resentment show up in church?
The grace that God gave all of us equally. Okay. It's okay.
Oh God. Yes, so I think in the church setting, this is seen much in things to do with community work, things to do with just working together, but most of it also has to do with positions, right? Hierarchy.
It's similar to work,
Yeah, it also has to do with the positions, but you can actually see that there's resentment here by the examples that most preachers would be using when they are in the pulpit. You could tell that, okay, this is passive aggression. They are indirectly talking to me. And you see that a number of people stopped going to church because they felt it. Like, this is me.
That was me.
And
you can't miss it when it's about you. You can't.
Yeah, because the person,
because if
in as much as they are communicating indirectly, they are still targeting you.
It's very real, man. That's why pastors' kids sometimes are just like, yo. Because that passive aggression from home comes out in the pulpit. And it doesn't help the situation.
It doesn't at all.
Because you feel like you're being righteous and you're acknowledging that that's the problem I have. But you're still a parent trying to fix that situation. So you would rather not, for the sake of the child and the healing. But I can see.
True.
Hey, pastors.
Then the other thing is, especially in, like I said, in community work or just something to do with working together, you'd find that you would see it in how, the things that they're either telling you to do, the things they're telling you to bring, and all those things. So others would be given something to do, something that, would be in line with perhaps what they are capable of handling.
Yeah.
But for you to be as though they're trying to punish you, or they're trying to make you sacrifice something more than the other people.
Your capacity.
Yeah. So there's also the issue of power, and those that have more power over the others, just weighing you down. Yeah. So it's really in that aspect, but at times, like I said, we feel it from the pulpit, we feel it within the pews and all that. And it is something quite serious. At times it gets to the financial side.
A lot of the time, because like if there are no AGMs in a church, or the manner in which the AGM is conducted, like it's just a routine thing that needs to be done, and issues are not really dealt with, how the money is moving, how the budgeting is done, if it ever is. I've heard a few churches that on the financial side, and there are people who are going to church and they say it's just because I'm serving the Lord.
Yes.
And I like my church. For instance, our church is grounded on the word.
Yes.
And I was like, it's just that I can't get fed anywhere else. So I'll just stay here.
Yeah.
So I've heard that, but I can see, especially for church head, and I think we should do an episode on church head,
right? We should.
I hope we don't get
I hope we're not given brown letters.
Come for discipline. It's like, no, we just need to address this.
Yeah.
But I like that. Any other thoughts on, because I feel like the way you describe the church is very similar to work. Is that how you feel?
Yeah, I think there's a distinction that we can get into, because for church the excuse is, well, I'm doing it for the Lord and all that, so it's like we're obligated. So we tend to endure still. But when it comes to the workplace, this is something that really goes further than just enduring. So let's say I resent you, and we work in the same department. And we work in the same department. And for some reason, I feel as though you did something, or you are a threat to me getting to the success ladder. And I know your potential, right? And I just resent you because you are capable of making me not get my promotion, my project approved, and all that. So I resent you that much. But how will how would it look like in the workspace? It is with just how I try to demonize you. How I would gossip about you. The things that I would say about you that would make others see you as a bad person. But the thing is, I'm not talking to you, but I'm talking to others. So I am using
slandering.
Absolutely, yes. So I'm trying to, put you down by how I am communicating about you, right?
I even see that guys who've been rejected.
They
are prone to slander also. It's like, dude, it didn't work. Let it go. You don't have to go tell the whole world.
Yeah, that.
Just let it go, bruv. Chill.
I've seen that.
Just like, uncle, relax.
I've seen that a lot. At times it's crazy in the hospital wards. The hospital wards, at times it gets crazy because
relax. The other girls, there's so many girls. And just thinking about relationships, say, when you love someone, you feel like you will love this person forever. You will get over it. You'll even be shocked.
And you do. At times you're like, oh, really?
Was
I really?
Yeah,
that's true. That's true. So it really shows up in that way. And at times maybe trying to talk about it in a way that because at times when best friends would have resentment. So let's say people are partners, right? Because remember, it's a communication disorder. So it is something affecting you because you have not spoken about it. You have not opened up. You haven't shared whatever you feel. So at times it actually even shows up in that way, where you now want to always guilt trip the person, You always want to make them see that they are incompetent.
But just narcissistic thing.
Yes. So you always want to make them feel as though they're incompetent. You put them in situations that you know they can't handle.
Yeah.
So you put more pressure and all that on them.
Yeah.
All that is how resentment really shows. But not until you get to address this thing and speak, because the key solution to resentment is speaking.
Communicating.
You have to communicate.
There's no way out. Yeah. There's no way
You
out.
have to speak it out. You have to address it.
Yeah.
If you don't address it, I think recently I said something like, if you struggle with having difficult conversations, you would definitely have
difficult relationships. That's true. I agree 100%. There's no way out of it.
No.
Even from the experience of marriage.
Address it.
Yeah, even from the experience of marriage, it's very easy to make assumptions.
Yeah. Oh, very easy.
Resentment is born from assumptions also. You are assuming things. Sometimes you may think in your mind, like, it looks like we've beaten up the church a lot, but sometimes you're assuming something.
Yes.
Go sit down with your elder. You don't fear an elder or a pastor or a deacon, like they're not human like you. Go and clarify that thing. That's what, and sometimes it's not about you have hurt me because you say. Sometimes sit down, just be the mature adult and say, I'm confused here. How was this budget done?
Yes.
Once you get the answer, even the resentment resolves, because you're like, oh, that's a perspective.
Yes, you get clarity. Absolutely.
Someone may tell you they were slandering you. You go to the person, I have heard this has been said. What's your side of the story?
Yes.
You get it resolved, and you find the messenger was the problem, not the person.
And oftentimes it can even be
it's the messenger. that third person who delivers the message
would twist things here and there.
Yeah.
True.
So that's anyway. Resentment is real. Yeah, but thanks for that. Yeah, I was definitely resentful. And I said that maybe
you should. And the speed of resentment, I think it was just a few hours ago, yesterday. I had a situation that I felt needed to be addressed with a friend. And this person also felt that we never talk about it, but they did.
They didn't talk about it.
And they continued being nice.
So why are you being nice?
So I was like,
I don't know how to do
no,
that.
I'm not going to pretend that there's an elephant in the room that we're not addressing here.
Let's just talk about it.
Yeah. So it was after that we talked about it, because I really had to say, see, it's difficult to avoid talking about this. Like it's
hard.
It's really hard, and I can't pretend that there's something that is affecting us, and you are here smiling and acting as though everything is okay when it's not. So here's the thing, let's talk about this. It was a difficult conversation, but it brought clarity, and we appreciated the friendship.
And the first few moments after that are a bit awkward.
But
it's better for, like, after that awkwardness passes, then the friendship it feels deeper, more anchored.
Which a lot of people lack.
Yes, because it feels deeper, because it forces you to be vulnerable. And I always say, like, vulnerability is a superpower. If you can go to someone and say, you hurt me, that's hard. But when you move past that and your friend says, I didn't see it that way, and I'm sorry. And you move past that. Like I'm saying, it's awkward the first moment, but after that it's just so
and I should mention, because it's natural for people to defend themselves in that moment. So you come with your truth and say, this is how I felt. No, I didn't mean it that way. That is not even what it was. That is so wrong.
Because that's how I felt.
So firstly, that is how you felt. It's valid.
It's valid.
And I should give you
the space.
I should recognize
that's how
and honor that you felt that way. It is not defeat in any way. It is not defeat in any way. So you just accept that, okay, this is how they felt, and I am sorry you felt that way.
from my perspective.
Yeah, and don't add a but.
My perspective. Yes, let's just honor that.
Because most people say, I'm sorry, but that wasn't how it was. You probably saw it in the wrong way.
Yeah.
That makes things even worse.
That's true. That's true. We have so many Mindful Monday conversations that need to be had on this platform. But I just really want to truly thank you for always making the time to do this. And honestly, just giving me these therapy sessions. I really enjoy them.
You are welcome.
Yeah, so until the next one.
Yeah.
To more emotions.
Yes. We've really talked about difficult emotions. I'm glad we've exhausted a number of them.
And we can always circle back.
Sure.
If we need to. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Another good one. Till the next one.
Till the next one.
We're out.
All right.
Bye.